Hello, welcome to the session. Earlier we have discussed the concept of learning disability, its characteristics and causes. Today I would like to present types of learning disability. Learning disabilities are neurologically based processing problems. These processing problems can obstruct with learning basic skills such as reading, writing and mathematics. They can also affect with higher level skills such as organization, time planning, abstract reasoning, long or short term memory and attention. It is important to realize that learning disabilities can affect an individual's life beyond academics and can impact relationship with family, friends and in the workplace. On the basis of the characteristics of learning disability, there are three main types of learning disability. Number 1, dyslexia. Number 2, dysgraphia. Number 3, dyscalculia. We shall now discuss these three types in details. The first type of learning disability is dyslexia. Dyslexia is a type of reading disability. Children with dyslexia show problems with reading. The term dyslexia is defined as a disorder in which a person fails to learn to read in spite of adequate intelligence and proper instruction. Dyslexia is a disorder that affects millions of people all over the world. It is one of the types of specific learning disability that affects the development of literacy and language related skills. It is likely to be present at birth and its effects are lifelong. Let us discuss what are the signs and symptoms of dyslexia. The signs and symptoms of dyslexia may differ from one child to another. Generally, symptoms shows up when a child starts school. A student with dyslexia may read and write slowly as compared to normal student. This is the first sign of dyslexia. Second sign is a student with dyslexia may have struggle in reading. He or she reads words backward. For example, a student with dyslexia read saw, SAW saw for WAS was. A student with dyslexia reads me for we. A student with dyslexia read on for no, no. A student with dyslexia may have struggle in spelling. For example, a student with dyslexia says P instead of Q and says B instead of B. A student with dyslexia may have confusion in numbers. For example, a student with dyslexia reads 9 as 6. A student with dyslexia has trouble with recognizing common words. Similarly, a student with dyslexia has difficulty with information that is written down, but they can understand information when told verbally. A student with dyslexia has poor sequencing of numbers. For example, 12 for 21 and 25 for 52. Similarly, a student with dyslexia shortens word. For example, member for remember, necessary for unnecessary. So, a student with dyslexia misreads words which look similar. For example, he reads help for held. Similarly, a student with dyslexia have difficulty in grasping sound letter associated in words. These are the signs and symptoms of dyslexia. Now, let us discuss the causes of dyslexia. The dyslexia is one of the specific learning disabilities. The causes of dyslexia include number 1, heredity, neurological disorder and premature birth or low birth weight, similarly brain level differences and environmental factor, etc. These are the causes of dyslexia. Let us discuss in detail. The first cause of dyslexia is heredity. Dyslexia runs in family. A few researches done on dyslexic indicate that genes play some role in many cases of dyslexia. Dyslexia may be associated with a defective on chromosomes 15. On the basis of research studies, it is observed that dyslexia are largely hereditary. Family members often have sets of genes in common, and therefore, there is a strong risk that dyslexia will pass down from families. Parents and other close family members who had difficulty with reading, spelling and struggled in school could well have had dyslexia even if their difficulties were unrecognized. So, if the parent had or still have difficulties with literacy, then their children are certainly at risk. Of course, it does not mean that their children will definitely have dyslexia, but the probability of them having dyslexia is much higher than for other children. The second cause of dyslexia is neurological disorder. We know that learning disability has a neurological basis. Thus, dyslexia also has a neurological basis. The neurological dysfunction causes perceptual problems. The perceptual problem may be in the visual perceptual area or auditory perceptual area. Because of this, the child may have difficulty in perceiving the visual stimuli correctly. In the same manner, those having auditory perceptual problems may find it difficulty to differentiate between the sounds. Due to this, the child cannot understand and learn the link between the letters and the sounds they make. For example, B says B as in ball. The next cause of dyslexia are premature birth, low birth weight, brain level difference and environmental factors. These are the causes of dyslexia. Now, we shall discuss some examples of eminent person suffered by dyslexia. Having dyslexia does not mean that an individual may not be talented and successful. There are many eminent people with dyslexia. The following is a list of notable people who are listed or reported to be dyslexia. Number 1 is Albert Einstein, number 2 Abhishek Bachchan, and number 3 is Sir Richard Branson. The Albert Einstein was late talker. He didn't start speaking comfortably until he was nearly 6 years old. The second eminent person is Abhishek Bachchan, born in 1976, is an Indian film actor. Abhishek Bachchan was diagnosed with dyslexia at the age of 9. Now, the third eminent person is Sir Richard Branson. Sir Richard Branson is a British businessman and adventurer. Branson has dyslexia and had poor academic performance. It is observed that in spite of having dyslexia, these eminent people succeeded in their respective field. Hence, we can say that dyslexia can be cured. It requires one-to-one interaction amongst a teacher and student, and also continued motivation from the side of parents and teachers. This is about notable people who are reported to be dyslexia.